There exists a village deep in the heart of Malavan, nestled between the misty hills of Karapur and the shadowed forests of Velantham, a place where time moves slower, and the veil between the living and the dead is thin. In this village stands the grand Kedaram temple, a site of devotion, celebration, and fear. Every year, at the end of January, the village comes alive with the grand festival of the gods. 10 days of non-stop festivities, mimicry, dance, music, food stalls. Hundreds gather to celebrate. The air is thick with the scent of incense, burning camphor, and sweat. Laughter rings out, prayers are chanted, and the gods are honored with their ancient dance, the Theyyams. But when the 10th night fades and the festival ends, the real terror begins. By midnight, the temple is deserted, the makeshift stalls dismantled, the stage is abandoned. Silence replaces the joyous clamor. The locals know better than to stay, for on this night, something walks the temple grounds, something ancient, something divine, or perhaps cursed. Travelers, unaware of the legend, sometimes decide to rest under the banyan trees within the temple grounds. The exhaustion of the festival lulls them into sleep, unaware of what lurks in the shadows. The first sign is always the sound, a metallic chime, 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 echoing in the darkness. The sound of chilanka, the heavy anklets worn by the Theyyams. But these anklets are not worn by any man. These are worn by those who have transcended. The sleepers awaken, confused, disoriented. The air is heavy, charged with an unnatural energy. And then they see them. The Theyyams, towering figures in full ceremonial armor, their enormous headdresses swaying as they move. Their faces are painted in fierce reds and blacks, their eyes burning like embers in the night. They glide rather than walk, their movements too fluid, too unnatural. Some witnesses say they are performing a final dance, their bodies moving in synchronized, godlike precision. Others claim they do not walk at all, but float. Not far from the temple, across the darkened paddy fields, another horror unfolds. The unlucky ones who find themselves on the outskirts of the festival witness something impossible. Fireballs, glowing bright, streaking across the fields at terrifying speeds. No human could move like that. No wind could carry flames with such purpose. They dart, they twist, they chase. As if hunting, the villagers call them the spirits of the departing gods, leaving the temple, returning to the heavens, or to the underworld. Those who have seen them swear that the fireballs are alive, shifting shapes, watching, and those who have followed them were never seen again. The villagers warn, never sleep in the temple on that night, yet some never listen. A few have lived to tell the tale. They woke up screaming, drenched in sweat, unable to move, as if invisible hands held them down. The Theyyams stood over them, whispering in a language lost to time, a language no mortal should understand, their eyes piercing, inescapable. Some say if you look too long into their gaze, you never truly wake up. You walk, you breathe, but your soul remains trapped in the temple forever. And the others? The ones who weren't so lucky? They simply disappeared. Their names whispered in the village as warnings, their families lighting lamps in their memory, hoping, praying that their spirits find peace. So, if you ever find yourself in Malavan during the festival of Kedaram, enjoy the celebrations. Lose yourself in the colors, the music, the energy. But when the 10th night ends, leave. Leave before the anklets chime in the dark. Leave before the fireballs begin to dance, because if you don't, you may never leave at all.